It is May 24th, 2019, Stratford, Connecticut. Top of the 7th, 2 outs and 2 strikes. Bethel is up on the Western Trojans comfortably 6-1. You might recall what happens next, but next pitch is more than just a complete game victory or a title. It is completing a fulfilled promise of back-to-back championships. But just how did we get here? How did the Wildcats reach a title game for the third straight year, cementing a mini dynasty? Let's rewind it.
Last year, the 2018 Bethel Wildcats had gotten their revenge on their crosstown rivals, the Newtown Nighthawks, with a commanding 7-2 victory on their own field. This was their first championship since 2005, but already there were doubts about duplicating their success in 2019 due to 7 departing seniors.
Leaving were all Patriot team members, Liam Ford, a stocky outfielder and strong bat, Brian Ridzik, doing it all from behind the dish and at the plate, and 3 all-SWC team members. These were the brother and second baseman, Andy Ridzik, slugger and leader, Jackson Millett, and the two-way star, Tyler Davis. Although of those that were returning, tournament MVP Jack Hiroturo and right fielder Stefano DeMeglio were strong starters and leaders. High expectations were set for the rest of the team to set up. Coach Turek, however, did not seem too worried.
I'd say mostly my concern came with catching behind the plate because we didn't really have a lot of experience. At game one, we didn't quite know who was going to be back there, so that was probably my biggest concern.
What were my thoughts entering the season? Well, most of us have been playing ball together, not just the last summer, but for the past 10 years. So we all knew what it took to work hard in the offseason and be victorious just like 2018.
It was a long but exciting winter, training for the upcoming season and newspapers written the Wildcats as one of the favorites to win the elusive SWC title. With a daunting FCIEC out-of-league schedule as well, the Wildcats were up for the challenge.
So do you believe from the beginning of the season that we're going to be SWC championship contenders for the second year in a row?
I believed that we were going to win it, not just contenders. I knew we were going to win it. That's what our group chat name was from the last point, or from the last game last year. Our group chat was back-to-back, so knew it had to come. You know?
Bethel began their playoff run against the number 5 seeded Stratford. They played a tough game, leading by 2 runs in a strong pitcher's duel. Heading into the last inning and the last out, Nick Quinn delivers the game-tying single, bringing the game into extra innings. An inning later, an RBI ground ball by Peter Bias secured a 4-3 victory.
What were the key moments during the playoffs that you remember to be game changers?
There's so many things that can change the course of a game. It's really hard to pinpoint. Obviously, Nick's hit when we were down to Stratford, down 2 runs with 2 outs in the 7th. But every pitch can be a game changer. So it's always tough to go back. You never know what pitch leads to a rally.
Next up were the Joe Barlow Falcons. An 8 seed heading to the tournament, Barlow shocked Newtown and upset the top-seeded Nighthawks 2-1. Playing a hunt and riding on their momentum, Bethel would avenge their regular season loss to the Falcons with a 9-4 victory, heading to their 3rd consecutive championship.
How did you feel before going to the championship game?
Before the championship game, I felt like we were going to win. We had George on the mound, and he was, great for us all year. And we also were the team with the experience because, we won it the previous year. and lost it the year before that. So we had the most experience, so I was confident.
Differences were there between the 2018 team and the 2019 team, physically and team chemistry wise?
I think one of the big differences was experience. The majority of that team 2 years ago played in the championship game the year before and were returning. So we knew we had guys that had been there, done that, and gotten there before. Whereas this year we did have a lot of players that were in new positions, and you just never know how they're going to respond when the spotlight's on them.
A petition and request by the Weston baseball team, the last team in the way of going back-to-back, moved the championship down to Penders Field in Stratford. Strong starting pitching had been the carrier of the team in many past games, and junior George Vibrock would be no different. The lefty, with limited experience the year before, pitched his best game of the year, strikeout after strikeout. At the plate, Jack Arturo and Peter Baia continued to drive runs in for the Wildcats. Combined with a strong defensive effort behind George, the Trojans were no match for Destiny.
Now we're back to the 7th. Vibrock has 13 strikeouts so far this game, looking to add one more. If he does, Bethel will be the first back-to-back conference champion since 2011 and the most titles in the 21st century. Welcome to a moment in history. So what does it mean to you to win MVP 2 years in a row?
It was cool, but just wanted championships.
And how does the championship and its celebration in 2019 compare to last year? How did it feel to be back-to-back champs?
I mean, it's cool to be back-to-back champs. Every championship is different. I think one of the things that made this one different was we weren't home. Kind of muted the whole celebration to me. Wasn't quite the same atmosphere there. And the fact that we kind of took a commanding lead and they never really posed much of a challenge kind of left that championship game anticlimactic.
And as a player, have you ever won a championship, and how does it differ from winning as a coach?
Yeah, I won 12-year-old championship Carvel ice cream. That was it as a player. So I wasn't fortunate enough to have the experience of playing on a championship team. Played with a lot of good players, but we never quite had a full team that could put it together and get us to the championship.